Section 2, Systems Development Lifecycle. It's a challenge to develop and deliver software. Developers need to quickly build secure solutions that are reliable and can scale to meet customer demands. Operational stability and rapid feature development are two goals that might seem like they're far apart, and methodologies are needed to bridge the gap between them. The Systems Development Lifecycle, also known as the SDLC, helps to bridge the gap between the stability of an organization's operations and the need for rapid feature development. The SDLC is a model that's used to describe the stages in software development. These stages include the initial feasibility study all the way through the deployment and ongoing maintenance of an application. In general, the steps in an SDLC methodology are plan, define, design, develop, deploy, and maintain. This course will primarily focus on the develop phase, but will also touch briefly on the deploy phase. During the develop phase, developers and engineers acquire and install new system components and applications. System users are trained, and all aspects of the new system are tested for performance. If needed, bugs are fixed and adjustments are made to improve performance. Two of the most common SDLC methodologies are waterfall and agile. The waterfall, or traditional methodology, uses sequential development phases, which have distinct tasks and goals. Work is passed to the next phase only after all tasks are completed in the current phase. Waterfall projects often have long periods of time between when the software is first planned and when it's deployed. This also means the customer doesn't have an opportunity to provide input until after the software is completed. The Agile methodology is a framework that uses an iterative development process. Each iteration is referred to as a sprint, and each sprint includes the different phases, from planning through maintenance of a software product. Sprints average 1 to 4 weeks long. Each iteration builds on the last until the completed product is deployed. Because sprints usually have short durations, customers can provide input and direction as the product develops. This also means that requirements can change, and these changes can be incorporated into the application's development. The major phases of software development are develop, deploy, and maintain. The develop phase can be further divided into the code, build, and test phases. During the code phase, developers write the application source code and use a source code repository, such as a Git repository or an AWS code commit repository for version control. Teams might use code reviews or pair programming to provide feedback on code quality. In the build phase, developers compile the source code and verify the quality of the code by using different tests. One type of test is a unit test. A unit test is written in code and helps to ensure that the application logic meets requirements. Tools used here include style checkers and code metrics utilities. Other tests include integration tests, load tests, user interface tests, and penetration tests. Integration testing checks how well the code works for other systems. For example, the connection to the database server is tested. During load testing, utilities simulate user traffic on the application. Load tests are critical because they help ensure an application will perform as expected if it has a large number of users. In user interface tests, or UI tests, users test how the application works. The selected testers open the application for the first time and use it. UI tests help developers know whether the application is easy to use and functions as expected. Finally, during penetration testing, the security team checks whether the application infrastructure is resilient to attacks from outside the organization. The purpose is to simulate situations where malicious, unauthorized users attempt to take over the application resources. The next main phase is deploy. During this phase, the application is deployed to production. Different deployment strategies exist, but the common goals are to reduce risk when new changes are deployed and minimize the impact if a bad change is released into production. Finally, the application enters the maintain phase. During this phase, end users use the application regularly. Operations teams ensure the application runs as expected, and security teams monitor the system for any signs of a problem. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.